and safety and environment field, we are going to discuss about the emergency preparedness and response. The emergency preparedness and response is very important for each and every small or big industries. So when a company is running, they must have a proper emergency response and plan. So this emergency plan must be written and there should be a proper emergency drills needs to be conducted. So this emergency drills needs to be audited as per OSAS 18001 and ISO 45001. It's a mandatory, and also ISO 14001 also for environmental. So it's a mandatory for the companies having the emergency preparedness and response with drill documentation. So this should be properly documented in case of major incident. What will be the course of action? In case of minor incident, what will be the course of action? Then how you can, take the remedial steps. There should be emergency response team. That team we can call it as a ERT team. ERT team, emergency response team. So this team is always be ready. It should be mentioned in the document itself. That emergency response team must be mentioned in the emergency preparedness and response. Okay. So there should be a proper written plan and also there should be a emergency map. The exits, the assembly points throughout the industries. How in case of big industry means 4, 5, 10 plants are there for each building. But the single office is there. Small building means one emergency plan itself enough. So when you are preparing for this emergency preparedness and response, you must have a proper first aid kits locations, and then fire fighting systems locations, and then assembly points locations. It all needs to be prepared for a map. In that map, the exits for each building location and there should be a nearby assembly points needs to be mentioned. So emergency exits, then it leads to the assembly points. So people, they must, when they're seeing the map itself, they'll come to know that where are the fire extinguishers, fire alarm, and firefighting system, first aid. This all incorporated in that map. So this map always needs to be posted backside of the door or in notice boards or major areas wherever it's possible. This emergency preparedness and response needs to be conducted drills. The documented form you have to conduct it in the form of emergency drills. These emergency drills either 3 months, 6 months, yearly, based on the company's risk and hazards. If the highly risky companies like oil and gas, flammable gases are there, highly hazardous and risky jobs involved, then they can conduct 3 months once. Then somewhat moderate, you can 6 months. The rarely you can make it a yearly. There should be an emergency drill. This emergency drill, you can plan it accordingly. It should not be informed to any other staffs or any other departmental side. You have to suddenly contact, but there should be a model. After that, you can contact the emergency drill by asking the external person to come and participate and observe the emergency response drills. So, when you are creating an alarm, so when the bell rang, the people slowly they have to reach the assembly point. The accident, in case of big incidents like fire, environmental earthquake, or environmental things, or bomb like external sources, bomb blast, or any kind of things, you can create a scenario based on in case of fire. So you can create a scenario for drills, and then the reaction time you have to note down on how many minutes they will reach the assembly point from their locations. What they did, they switch off the power, they they just wind up their systems, switch off the power, and reach the assembly point as reasonable as possible. Then that reaction time you have to check it. From all the people to assemble in that assembly points, how many minutes? That is the point. Then, in case of any medical emergencies, what is the present there in case of ambulance or any other medical team is there? And then you have to show it in case of small fire, how the people ready to extinguish the fire and use the fire fighting system. So these all needs to be exhibit in the assembly point. One is fire extinguishers using, then another one is fire alarm, then third part is in case of emergency, somebody needs to be do the CPU, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. In case of any heart problems, anything, or somebody may be unconscious, you have to recover from them. So these all the things you can practice. So this all the event on what time the emergency bell rang, the model emergency move drills, which started on what time it sends, what are the scenarios are occurred, how the events, minutes by minutes you have to record, and then all the participant attendance must be attached with that. Once all the participant needs to be signed, and then who is the responsible, who is the ERT team, it's all needs to be mentioned on date, time, and the place. Everything needs to be mentioned, and then this record needs to be kept for the auditing, or this is the major thing for the emergency evacuation drill. We can call it as a emergency evacuation drill. So this is called emergency preparedness and response. This emergency preparedness and response properly written for the each and every company, and then this emergency evacuation drills needs to be conducted. This also properly documented. We can call it some external people also in that, agencies also, and then do it proper documentation. In case PROs or public media people also, you can bring then everything recorded and then documented. This one also keep record for the auditing purpose. So this is what emergency preparedness and response evacuation and map. You can have an emergency evacuation map. You can have an emergency preparedness response procedure, and then emergency drill report. This all needs to be attached for the auditing or any inspection purpose. This will make you be ready for any kind of accidents, incidents, any kind of big issues you can handle. So this kind of documentation required for all the companies to do their work in a smooth way, and it's a proactive safety. You can easily handle the any kind of emergency. You can prepare for the any kind of emergency. It's a accident, minor or major, it's not a matter. You must have a proper record. Thank you. We can see another live in another topics. Thank you.